Today's documentary, The Flannan Isles Mystery, The Lighthouse Keepers Who Vanished. The door to the lighthouse was wide open. It was locked from the inside. The wind screamed through the stone tower like a thing alive. Inside, the clock had stopped. The fire in the kitchen stove was dead, cold ash. A chair lay overturned on the floor. A meal of boiled eggs and stew sat half-eaten on the table, set for one. It was December 26, 1900. The relief ship Hesperus had finally made it to the remote Flannan Isles. Captain James Harvey and his crew were expecting a routine changeover. They were met with a silence so profound it felt like a physical blow. The lighthouse stood as a solitary sentinel on Eilean Moor, the largest of the 7 Flannan Isles, a jagged speck of rock 20 miles west of Scotland's Outer Hebrides. It was a place of sheer cliffs and screaming seabirds, battered by storms that could appear from nowhere. The Northern Lighthouse Board appointed only the toughest, most reliable men. Their world was one of meticulous logs, trimmed wicks, and polished brass. The principal keeper was James Ducat, a veteran, a family man of strict routine. His assistant, Thomas Marshall, was solid, experienced. The occasional keeper was Donald McArthur, a seasoned seaman known for his strength. The last contact from the outside world was on December 15th. A passing steamer had noted the light was operational. All was well. Then, for 11 days, storms raged. The sea became a frothing monster, impossible to cross. On Eilean Moor, the 3 men were alone, cut off. The logbook tells the story of those final days. December 12th, severe winds the likes of which I have never seen before. Thomas Marshall wrote that. But official weather reports from the mainland recorded calm seas. December 13th, storm continued through night. Wind steady, cloudless. A cloudless sky during a legendary storm? December 14th, gale, storm. Sea lashed like giant waves. Everything battened down. Ducat quiet. MacArthur praying. The final entry. December 15th, storm ended. Sea calm. God is over all. And then nothing. Blank pages. When the relief crew finally landed on December 26th, they found clues that made no sense. The gates to the compound and the main door were closed, but the lighthouse door itself was unlocked and gaping open. Inside, 2 sets of oilskins, the heavy, waterproof gear, were missing, but one set remained, hanging neatly on its peg. The landing platform on the west side of the island was a scene of devastation. Iron railings were bent and twisted. A stone box weighing over a ton had been wrenched from its concrete base. A crane used for hoisting supplies was damaged. The lamp was trimmed and ready for lighting. The lenses were clean. The beds were unmade, as if the men had just risen. That half-eaten meal, the overturned chair, it spoke of a sudden, violent interruption. A leap from the table. A scramble. The official inquiry pointed to a freak wave. The men, perhaps all 3, were on the western landing checking the damage. A monstrous, 100-foot wall of green water, unseen and unheard until the last second, swept them away. Clean. Final. But that doesn't explain the closed outer gates. It doesn't explain why experienced keepers would all stand at the cliff's edge in dangerous weather. Foul play was whispered. A fight. A madness born of isolation. Did Thomas Marshall, who wrote of the strange storms, snap? Then there are the whispers that have never faded. The supernatural ones. The Flannan Isles were ancient ground, named for a 7th-century saint, but older spirits were said to dwell there. Sailors spoke of phantom voices on the wind, of a feeling of being watched from the cliffs. The most chilling local legend tells of the Great Silky, a mythical seal creature that could summon storms and claim souls. The aftermath was a quiet horror of its own. The Northern Lighthouse Board, seeking closure, endorsed the rogue wave theory. Case closed. We are left on that cliff edge with them, staring into the mist, listening to the gulls cry like lost souls. The truth is out there, in the deep, cold water. And the sea, like any good keeper of secrets, has told no tales. It holds the final answer in a darkness no light can penetrate. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this documentary, please subscribe to our channel. We bring you fascinating documentaries on history, science, civilizations, mysteries, and the untold stories that shaped our world. Hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you never miss a new release. See you in the next one.